2022 was a great year for sneakers. There were some amazing collaborations such as the Jordan 4 Imam Munir, Joe Fresh Goods New Balance 993, the Louis Vuitton Air Force 1 collection, the Huff Dunk collaboration, and we even seen some OG colorways come back such as the Jordan 1 Chicago, the Jordan 2 Chicago, and the Jordan 11 Cherry. Overall, it was a great year, but I think 2023 is going to be even better for sneakers. We're still very early in the year, so we don't know everything that's going to be dropping. There's going to be more releases popping up as we go throughout the year, but there has been some leaks of some of my favorite shoes that I've ever seen, and we're gonna go through it today. Starting off with the gray Nike Off-White Air Force 1. We've seen this shoe many times now. They've dropped many colorways. There's been a yellow pair, a blue pair, a green pair that just dropped this year, a white pair that dropped at Complex Con, and now we're finally getting this gray pair. We haven't seen many Off-White Nike since Virgil passed away, but I'm hearing in 2023 these releases are going to start ramping up, and personally I think this is the best colorway that they've ever dropped in these Off-White Air Force 1s. That cool gray color is so much easier to wear than all of the other colors. Of course, they have that orange tab right on their iconic silver check, and unlike the green pair that dropped this year, there is no hole in the tongue as far as we can see. Other than that, it's really no different than the other ones we have seen before besides the colorway, but man, I cannot wait to get my hands on a pair of these. Next up, we have the Jordan 1 Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. This shoe is inspired from one of the Spider-Man movies that will be dropping in 2023, and it is a follow-up to the 2018 pair, which was inspired by the movie Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Both shoes have similar colorways with that red, white, and black theme, but the pair coming out this year is a bit different and I feel like a bit more creative. It looks like the entire shoe has a lot of different textures, a lot of different patterns, and by the collar of the shoe you can see it has that yellow and blue and the light pinks. I could be wrong, but I think there was a scene in the Spider-Man movie Into the Spider-Verse where they were going through different dimensions and there's all these different colors, and I think that's exactly what it's trying to mimic here. Although I'm not a fan of this shoe, it's too much going on for my liking, but I can say this is a lot more creative than the 2018 pair, and I feel like it actually does represent the movie a lot more. The 2018 pair that they dropped was just a Jordan 1 Chicago with spots on it. To me, I don't feel like that represents the movie at all. This one is what I feel like that 2018 pair should have been, so I'm glad they finally ramped it up and took more risk with this shoe. Of course, Jordan Brand is going to be dropping tons of Jordan 1s, and they're really coming back nice with this Jordan 1 Black Toe. The Jordan 1 Black Toe is a fan favorite shoe, and we haven't seen it since 2016. In 2019, they did drop a Jordan 1 Black Toe, but it was a satin pair. And on top of that, it was also women's sizing. It was extremely hard to get, and I feel like it didn't sit right with a lot of sneakerheads. That pair kind of came and went. I personally have never seen anybody wear that pair out in public, so I think people are really gonna go hard this year for this shoe. We've been seeing different variations of the Black Toe, and I have one in hand right here, which is the Jordan 1 Bread Toe. Pretty much the exact same shoe, but just without this red toe box. Also, just a little heads up, this is going to be a reimagined pair of Jordan 1s. Jordan Brand has been really into this reimagined thing. They just did it with the Jordan 1 Lost and Founds, and I feel like it was a lot of good reception about it. They told a good story. They had the storyline to back it up. Why the leather on it looked like it was cracked, why it was worn, why it came in that old style box. And they're going to try to do the same thing with this Jordan 1 Black Toe. There's no official images for what it's going to look like, but if I had to assume, it's going to have some type of cracking on it. It's going to look like an older pair of shoes, and all we can do is just pray that they don't mess it up. In addition to us to getting the Black Toe high tops, we are also getting the low tops. I think this is a good move from Jordan Brand. It almost seems kind of like a consolation prize for if you miss the high tops, you can get the lows. I really love the idea of them doing this. The colorway is just very clean on the Jordan 1 low, and it fits so well. And on top of that, the lower retail price, it's going to be very attractive to a lot of people. Speaking of the reimagined pairs, there is going to be a Jordan 3 Cement being reimagined in 2023. In my opinion, I think this is one of the best Jordan 3s to ever release. The colorway is just clean. It's really easy to pair with a lot of shoes. I believe the hype for Jordan 3s has been dying down. Even months ago when the Jordan 3 Fire Red released, a lot of people really weren't looking out for it. Some sites had a hard time selling out. People bought so many pairs thinking that it was going to be an investment opportunity, and they end up selling it off for retail. But I think this Jordan 3 Cement is really going to bring the hype back for the Jordan 3 and really carry on some momentum for the Jordan Brand. This time around, we will be getting the Nike Air on the heel tab instead of the Jumpman. And like I was saying before, this shoe is going to be reimagined. This is going to be the first reimagined Jordan 3 that we have ever had. I'm not sure exactly what they're planning to do with it. I think the white is just going to be more of a cream colorway, but I'm praying that they do not mess this one up either. Transitioning from the Jordan 1, there is going to be a Jordan 4 dropping with the Nike SB on the back. I can't even remember the last time I've seen something like this happen. Usually when we see Nike SB, it's for dunks, but they're finally going to bring this to the Jordan 4, which I feel like is going to be very interesting. I haven't seen any official colorways dropping for this. So far, the speculation has has been this white and green colorway, and there also is going to be a white and blue, which is going to be more like the military blue 4s that dropped years and years back. I've also seen a pair of Jordan 4 Breds with the Nike SB on the back. I can't confirm if that is real or if that is just a custom, but a lot of people are going to be going for this shoe. The rarity of that Nike SB on the back is really going to drive a lot of people to it. They're going to want to buy it and just keep it in their collection. Speaking of a classic, the Jordan 8 playoff will be coming back in 2023. In 2022, we didn't see many Jordan 8s released. I think Jordan brand is finally starting to realize that people really aren't looking for the new colorways of the Jordan 8s. The pairs that are going to sell are going to be the OG colorways, some exclusive colorways, and this Jordan 8 playoff is 100% going to sell out. This shoe was last released in 2013, so a whole 10 years ago since it came out. No official release date right now, but I'm hearing that it's going to be September 2nd for the retail price of $210. Personally, this is one of my favorite pair of 8s, and I think probably the most popular 8 of all time. Only other one I could see competing with it is the Jordan 8 Aqua, and I think that released back in 2016, 2017, but since then Jordan 8s haven't been popping out like that, so it's going to be really good to see this one come back. Next up is the Jordan 4 Thunder. The rumored release date on this pair is May 13th, and it will be retailing for $210. This is kind of a companion pair to the 2021 Jordan 4 Lightning. The colorways are exactly the same, they just reversed. I'm sure the sneaker is going to be very hard to get. I just don't know how much hype will be around this shoe and if people are really checking for it. Only reason I say that is because the Jordan 4 Lightning, when it came out 2 years ago, it seemed like it was having a hard time selling out. And even after the release, you could get a pair basically for retail, and the stock was pretty high on that pair, which people weren't really expecting. And on top of that, the Jordan 4 Lightning retailed at $220, which at the time was about $20 above the normal Jordan 4 retail price. So with tax and shipping, you're paying like $240 for a pair. I feel like, which wasn't ideal for most people. $240 on one single pair of shoes is actually crazy. But one thing I can say about this Jordan 4 Thunder is I think more people will be more receptive to it. Unlike the Lightning, which has that bold yellow colorway, this one is just black and yellow. And as we've seen from all the Jordan 4s that dropped in 2022, people were really going hard for them. It almost seemed like no matter the colorway, they were always going to sell out and the value was always continuing to rise. So this one might be a very hard pickup. Speaking of another unpopular model, the Jordan 12 Amamanier will be releasing this year. Amamanier has been going crazy with the Jordan collaborations. As of right now, the Jordan 1, 2, 3, and 4 have all been collaborated with Amamanier, and now we're finally going to be getting this Jordan 12. There will be two different colorways. There will be this black and purple colorway, and then this white and purple colorway. Originally, I think there was only supposed to be this black and purple. Hope that white and purple one is releasing. By far, that might be my favorite 12 that has dropped in a very long time. Jordan brand has kind of like strayed a little bit from the Jordan 12, being more selective with the colorways that they're dropping, and this might be the best hit that they've had in a long time. Amamanier is sticking with their signature colorway. They love doing the whites and the blacks, and now they're introducing that purple, just like we've seen on the Jordan 4 Amamanier. And the Jordan 4 Amamanier was one of my favorite shoes of last year, if not my favorite shoe of last year. So I'm very excited to see this shoe come out. Unfortunately, it is going to be retailing for $225. As of right now, no official release date, but we do know it's coming this year. Moving back to the Jordan 1, I've been seeing people say that there's going to be a Union LA collab. This is not the first collaboration that they've had on the Jordan 1. The first two pairs was a black toe pair, but it had the white collar on it, and they did another colorway which was called blue toe. When they first came out, they were extremely hard to get your hands on, and even now it's got even harder with the resale prices being above $1,500 per pair. That is one of the most expensive Jordan 1s on the market right now, but there is a rumor that they are going to be dropping some other Jordan 1 colorways. Based on these pictures, they look almost identical with just some slight changes. I heard that these are the sample pairs that they had for a while. I'm not 100% sure that these are the colorways that are going to be dropping. I've heard of like 4 other colorways dropping as well. So don't quote me on these 2 pairs, but I would love to see them release. Speaking of another collaboration, there's rumors that Supreme is going to be doing another Nike Dunk. They did release a pair back in 2021 where they put the gold stars next to the check. I personally love that collaboration, although it was simple. The colorways were a real nice pick, and it was a callback to some OG Supreme Dunks that have also released in the past. Of course, these are not official images, but I am loving what I'm seeing so far. They have that cement print on the shoe. They have the star on the check, and it even looks like the check is longer than it usually is. My personal favorite is that brown, black, and white pair. So far, I'm loving it, and I'm very excited to see it coming out in the summer. So last but not least, switching up gears just a little bit, the Adidas 350 is going to be releasing. I know some of you guys are looking at this and thinking the Adidas 350. Yes, the Adidas 350 is releasing, and of course it is exactly the same as the Yeezy 350, but now it is only going to have the Adidas branding on it. No more Yeezy is attached to it. They could legally do this because they own the rights to the model and they are going to be milking it dry. I am hearing that there's going to be an Adidas 350 that's going to be releasing in January. I'm not sure if it's this colorway or that granite colorway that was the last one that they dropped for the Yeezy 350. Either way, that is the plan for Adidas right now. I did an entire video breaking down why I think this won't work for Adidas. If you're interested in that, please go check it out. But this shoe will be releasing at $230, which is the exact same price as the Yeezy 350, and I don't think people are gonna like that too much. I am curious if they're gonna be releasing any other Yeezy models. They do own a lot of those Yeezy models. One of the only ones I can think of off the top of my head that they don't own is the Yeezy Slides, but as far as I know, they do own the Yeezy Foam Runners. So if I were them, I'd be going in the back catalog, releasing the 750, the Foam Runners, anything that can grab you guys' attention. I'd be on it instantly. So I'm not sure how well that's gonna work, but it is coming this year. So that is some of my favorite shoes that are gonna be releasing in 2023. Unfortunately, we couldn't get through every single shoe that I wanted to. Otherwise, this video would be super long. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below what shoe are you looking forward to in 2023. And if you want to see that video on why I think the Adidas 350 won't sell out, click right here. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys in the next one.